Hey, what's up, guys? Jacob Perry, founder of Patagonia Bee Products, back with you for episode 47 on this vlog on Patagonia honey beekeeping and how we're growing as a small business. This episode is called The Honey Disconnect, but let's jump in with wine first. So wine consumers out there, we know that there's white wines, there's rosé wines, there's reds, and even within each of those there's tremendous diversity. And this comes down to the grape, comes down to the geographic origin, French wines, California wines, Chilean wines, you get New Zealand wines, and they're all distinct. Even the same kind of wine from those different places are all going to be a little bit different, right? And it turns out the same is true with cheese. I've been doing lots of demos at cheese places, and I've talked with the cheesemongers, learned a lot about cheese, and it's really similar. The type of animal, what the animal is eating during that time of the year, the process that they use to prepare the cheese, to make the cheese. These are all things that ultimately change the color, the texture, the flavors, the notes, all these things within the cheese. There's tremendous diversity. I mean, think about it. You got stinky cheeses, you got really soft cheeses, you got delicate cheeses, and the same with wines. You've got tremendous diversity. And these are things that consumers don't really think twice about. They know, oh, this is a French wine. That's, France has great wines. I'll try that. Or California, oh, very well known for wines, and I'll try that. Cheeses, oh, it's a cheddar from England, the origin of cheddar. Let's try it. It's probably great. Or it's a brie from France. This connection doesn't carry over to honey, and this is the disconnect I want to talk about. It's something I've learned a lot about. Obviously, it's starting a honey company and exploring the world of honey, and doing lots of demos, talking to people about our honey and telling them, well, it's from Chile, it's from the rainforests. The bees are going to specific flowers during different times of the year. The beekeepers harvest during these short periods to get these small batches of very distinct honeys. And it lots of times kind of goes over the consumer's head, because in the United States, forever, what the honey industry has done, the huge honey packers, is mix honey from many countries, mix it together, process it, so heat it up, filter it, and then produce this one flat, bland blend that has no diversity. It's like doing that with all the wine. And so I've noticed that when I start talking in the same way about my honey that I would about wine, people don't even have that concept of honey. And the biggest kind of feedback we get is, well, honey is honey, and I only do local because for the allergies, which, by the way, I have another episode on that, but the research doesn't really support that claim. So it's looking like honey may not help with allergies at all, no matter where it's from, which is unfortunate, but this is part of it. My dad's beekeeper. I used to keep bees with him. I certainly support local beekeepers everywhere. I still, consume local honey and buy local honey. However, I also appreciate honeys from all over the world. I've had them from multiple continents, and honey really is one of those things you can get some unique qualities if you find honeys that were produced during certain seasons when certain flowers are in bloom all over the world. And this is one of the things that we face as a challenge as a small business, is trying to educate people on that. But that's the honey disconnect that has been really surprising to us, and it's been one of those things that I talk about with stores, and we're always on an education mission trying to help American consumers understand that honey is quite similar to wine, to cheese, to some of these things that are going to have tremendous diversity wherever they're from, and have people, sure, buy your local honey, use that, and enjoy that, and appreciate its unique characteristics that are dependent, basically an expression of the local flora wherever it was harvested, wherever you live, and then try some that were harvested in Patagonia or Tanzania, Mexico. You have some really tremendous honeys. And by the way, 84% of the honey consumed in the United States is imported. We don't produce enough honey. We're way behind in producing enough honey. So this is one of those things where we have a great opportunity to try honeys from across the world. And if we're promoting the right kinds of honeys, which I always, I encourage when I meet local beekeepers, I say, hey, if you can, if you're going to do multiple harvests throughout the year, bottle each one of those separately. Don't mix them, and label them as such. This is a spring, and if you know the flowers, label it as the flowers. Promote this hive to hand kind of honey culture, so that it's not just wine. It's Chardonnay, or it's a Cab, right? It sounds absurd to do that with wine, right? It's all just the same. It's all called wine. Well, no, in fact, there's Zinfandel, and there's all these other things, and we should do that with honey. So that's kind of the honey disconnect that we've come across. Wanted to push that out there, and I'd love feedback, and we're going to keep learning and sharing. We'll see you guys next time. Bye.